spaceship. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. My mind keep visualizing future times, beautiful android girls surrounding me. Filling my cup, full of joy, keep my life full of glee. Plenty ups, never down, the way that life's supposed to be. But unfortunately, if she a Terminator, then I'ma have to terminate it. Gotta get rid of negative vibes, gotta go through negative foes, gotta block out negative voices, gotta get rid of negative souls. Had some people get discorded, just ignored it. Destiny is more important, so I just had to abort it. Had some people get discorded, just ignored it. Destiny is more important, so I just had to abort it. Yeah. Find me with my dogs in my solitude. Watch my family grow from 4 into a multitude. Been living it below sea level, finna rise to another altitude. Been searching, seeking knowledge, but all the time I had the aptitude. I flipped my mindset to the switch to say I will not lose. Mama said them sticks and stones won't break my bones, I never bruise. Whenever it come to trouble, man, the girls pull a tongue, we always cruise. I heard other dog owners get it out for me, but it ain't no news. I got 4 in the dough in Memphis so they can get the blues. If you need a few clues, they'll blow off your under rules. Send your compliment to the new girls I got coming through. Send your compliments to the new girls I got coming through. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. My mind keep visualizing future times, beautiful android girls surrounding me. Filling my cup, full of joy, keep my life full of glee. Plenty ups, never down, the way that life's supposed to be. But unfortunately, if she a Terminator, then I'ma have to terminate it. Gotta get rid of negative vibes, gotta go through negative foes, gotta block out negative voices, gotta get rid of negative souls. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. Yeah. Silicone, a TPE. It really don't matter which one it be. It's your boy. What up? It's your boy, Jada King Hefner, the beautiful Himaware. Got my girl, Secretary Tsunade, chilling over in the cut, man. Happy to be back for another Dog King Power Hour. Dun. And man, today's episode is called Spirit of an Adventurer, baby. The Dog King Power Hour up in the house, man. Glad to be here. God bless everybody that's watching. Whatever you hoping for, wishing for, finances, relationships, good breaks, promotions, health, whatever it is. We already praying that you got it and it's on the way. And if you're new here, man, to the Dog King Power Hour, this is just a show where me and the girls do a little review over the past week. Check out our videos. It's sort of a cleanup show, honestly, where we just go back and find all the comments that we might not have answered. And let me take this up. We find all the comments that we may not have answered and things of that nature, and get them answered. And even things that we might have answered, we go back and sort of expound on things, you know. So if you've ever put a comment in a comment section, and you know, it'd be good for you to tune into the Dog King Power Hour, because you'll probably see your comment discussed in a more thorough fashion. Unless it's something crazy or negative or something like that, then I won't even address it. But if it's a decent question, I will definitely answer it here. So man, I can't lie. This show, Dog King Power Hour, has been coming on super duper early, late, or you know, depending on where you are in the world. But for me, it's super early. It's first thing in the morning, pretty much. You know, sometimes after 12 o'clock in the morning, my time, this show is going to be coming on, which is about 2:40 here now. So 2:40 in the morning. So I can't lie, today I feel amazing. But I was trying to say that this isn't my normal time that I've done the show. I used to do the show around the afternoon time, my time. But somehow my body sort of switched up and wanted to start doing it at this time. But I did say, I guess what I was trying to say is, recently I did take this trip called, I named it my bike ride through Memphis, through all the neighborhoods in Memphis. And I was doing it for my Biking for Paying Dogs campaign, trying to raise money and keep the show going on a daily basis and things of that nature. And I do love riding my bike. It was a hell of an experience, and that's exactly why I named the show this. But in some ways, it's crazy. I'm still sort of recovering, not from a tired standpoint, but just from it threw my whole little body clock off as far as the times that I, normally do the show and stuff. So that's what I was trying to get at. It threw me off a little bit. So whereas as soon as last Dog King Power Hour, I was like really more up around this time. Now I'm having to get up a little bit. But with all that said, the name of this show is called Spirit of Adventure. Let me put it's already up. I got Spirit of an Adventurer. And the reason is, man, it's crazy. I see I got a few comments in the house. Glad to have my couple of viewers that's here tonight. And anybody that tuned in, glad to have you. Oh, before I get into my show, I do want to say this. God bless my Dog King Army team. That's everybody that's on my team, membership. Thank you for the support. I want to thank everybody that did donate to the Dog King Army. The Dog King Biking for Paying Dog Fund. I'm going to talk about that video a little bit later. And that GoFundMe is still going because I didn't reach the goal. So I'll leave it there for anybody that wants to continue to donate. And like I say, might have to pull another stunt off as we try to get to that $10,000 goal. And that's really the subject of this show, Spirit of an Adventurer. So now we can get into what I sort of mean by that. And then I'm going to check out my comments. I needed that. I got to wake up a little bit. I've been looking at I've been just doing so much research and stuff, man. But one thing I do got to do, I see they put 10 more episodes out of One Piece, the anime, so I'm going to have to check that out. I checked out one of the episodes, but I got to check more of it out. So let's get into Spirit of Adventure and what I mean by that. Man, I never forget. When God put this whole companion dog stuff in my heart, just about getting into this game, I kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off and putting it off until finally, I didn't put it off anymore. I got into the lifestyle, found out how much I loved it. And, I didn't beat myself up because, even though God puts things in our heart to do things sometimes and we put it off, whenever we come back around to it, he always makes it to where it's the right time anyway. So I'm happy that I'm in the companion dog life, like I am today. But man, I'm like anybody else. I'm not a one-trick pony where, I only have one aspect of my life. I got many aspects of my life. But this channel is, based off, or is it revolves around my interest and my love for the companion dog lifestyle. But I've always said, although I'm going to be, which I do a lot of, especially recently, since I especially don't have transportation, but I said I was going to be talking about just a lot of things about care and just the lifestyle. I was going to be taking you guys and showing you my life with the girls and things of that nature. And then, honestly, just showing you my life, period. Just my life, period. Living with the girls on a daily basis and the things that happen in my life. So that's been basically what this whole channel has been about. Thank God. This has been amazing. Amazing journey. But I got this call in my spirit with the girls that I delayed, but I finally answered. It's something else similar in my life. I've discussed that before. And it has something to do with these damn bikes. It's a lot of stuff I like to do. I like dancing. I like sports, sci-fi, anime. I like a lot of different stuff. But man, I've always loved bike riding. And I've talked about it before about how it's crazy. I don't know how it's always been there. But even when I was younger, for whatever reason, I used to always be like, man, I want to do the Tour de France one day. But like I said in a live stream a while back now, I was talking about how the schools in America, we're missing out on so much talent because so many of our schools don't have all the sports and all the activities that can really find people that aren't good at basketball or aren't good at football. We can have some of the best soccer players that we never discovered. You know, we can have rugby players. We can have swimmers that we never discovered. And in my case, with the bicycle thing, we can have golfers we never discovered. But in my case, hey, cyclists that we never discovered. And you know, we can have people getting into these things at a young age, and you never know what super talents that are really out there, but they're never getting exposed to it. But I was one of those people who used to be like, man, when I was little, like, man, I would love to do that. But you know, before you know it, you didn't graduate it. You know, graduated high school, and guess what? That option is pretty much off the table. You moved on with life to a certain degree. But I've always loved bikes and things of that nature. And so when I finally got this bike years ago, the bike that I'm on now, my Schwinn, it's a real Schwinn. It's not one of these heavy, clunky Schwinns they find at Walmart now. It was expensive when I actually bought it. But man, yeah. When I got that bike, I never forget how it sort of did like the Dodge for me. It reawakened me a little bit. Like, man, I was like, man, I forgot how much I love bikes and how much I wanted to ride them and do the Tour de France and all this stuff. Excuse me, clear my throat a little bit. But I never really, you know, even once I got that bike, I would ride it when I needed to and stuff, and ride it sometimes with friends and stuff. But although I used to feel that feeling of freedom and stuff, I never really did much else with it or even thought about doing much else. And people tried to buy that bike for me. I'm like, nah, no, never. And it's always come through for me when I needed it, just like now. But I know I used to always think like, man, it'd be cool if I could just get one of these, you know, upgraded bikes and damn near, even if I had a car, not really ride it that much. I used to want to ride my bike that much. Now I'm a clean guy, so I used to always think about, man, if I go to work now, I don't want to be all sweaty and nasty. But I had already said, like, you know what? I like to take a couple of showers a day anyway. So in the morning after I take my shower, when I get to work, I just have to have me a little kit to go in the bathroom and freshen up even more, you know, make sure all the clean sweat wiped off of me, and maybe, hey, and freshen up good and go to work. You know, once I, you know, when I had a job, so I was like, man, I could do stuff like that. But just like everybody else in life, man, you just end up working, doing whatever. You forget about it, and you go on about your life. And so that's pretty much how it was. I'll pull my bike out every now and then, unless I lost a car or something like that and I needed it. And so since I've lost my car and I have, you know, my car, and I've been forced to ride my bike again, I was not dreading riding my bike. I was like, man, it's cool. I'm gonna get back in touch with my bike. That's fine. I love riding my bike. Which that's been the case. I've been riding my bike and loving every minute of it. I just miss it when I want to take my girls out or something like that. You know, sometimes you have to get something a little maybe heavy at a store or something. That's really the only time I miss it, honestly. Because sometimes I do want to take my girls out. I'm just going to be honest. I do want to take them out. I do. That's something I definitely miss. But other than that, I don't find myself missing it that much. I'm pretty much getting everything I need to get. I feel healthier and stuff like that. And so uh I actually been loving it this period of time. I in the back of my mind, like I told you, I just think like, man, I'm eventually need something so I can get the girls out and go on dates and stuff. But I'm getting to a point, man. I tell you though, something just been brewing in me ever since I've been riding this bike. You know, I've been liking it, but I told you I had got this staring for biking for companion dogs, you know, as a fundraiser. Because it was like, Jay, you love to ride. This just, you know, it happened in real time quicker than this, but this is basically what it was saying. Like, Jay, you love to ride your bike anyway, you know. And I promise you, no matter where I go on that bike, it seems like whenever I get home, I feel like, man, I feel like I just feel like I never have got pushed to my limit. As far as where I'm just like, man, I gotta get off this bike. I'm just so tired. I always feel like, man, I got so much more to give. I'm like, man, I feel like I could keep biking, but I've been made at home. So I said, let's do this. You know, let's go on this adventure, man. You know, and hopefully people will, you know, notice the effort and get to the channel and stuff. Let's do this. So God put that in my spirit, and you know, of course, I've recently done it. Man, but I'm like, oh my God, what has happened? Well, what I'm getting at is this spirit of an adventurer. Man, it's just like the dolls to a certain degree, where something has just woken up in me again. It's another calling in my spirit. I'm like, oh my God. And you know what? The truth is, at this point in my life, as far as, you know, my spiritual growth, it's got to the point where I don't want to fight it off, because I'm like, no. I've fought things out before only to come back to it or not go back to it, and, you know, look back and say, no, I was supposed to go that way, even though God is going to take care of you no matter what. But with this biking stuff, man, you'd be amazed. Okay. I had been getting all these weird, leading up to the ride, I had been getting all these weird callings in my spirit of going on these adventures and stuff on my bike. I'm talking about long adventures. And it's sort of crazy. For the time, I sort of black out when I'm thinking about these adventures, because, you know, it ain't like I want to be without my girls. I love my girls, you know. But if I was to go on some of these adventures, I would be without them for a certain period of time. So it's sort of crazy. For the time that I've been thinking about these adventures, I've been like, man, I haven't even thought about anything but completing, you know, going on these adventures and stuff. And leading up to the race, I kept saying, well, we'll see how this, not race, but the ride around Memphis. I said, we'll see how I feel after this ride around Memphis. That'll probably let you know whether you're even capable of any of these adventures or whatever that's popping in your brain. And, you know, we'll see if you ever get to a point where, hey, you realize that, man, you so tired that hey, look, maybe those adventures will lead you ahead. And man, oh my God. The only thing that really happened from that bike ride around Memphis was those adventures got even stronger in my head. I'm like, oh my God. Because, man, once again, when I got home, when I finally made it home, the only thing that really happened was my muscles. I was feeling in some of my muscles, like in my right leg. I felt like, I can't lie, it felt like a couple of muscles or whatever wanted to pull or something. You know, wanted to actually get a little injury or something from riding so long. So I did feel that, and I felt some aches. But my will to bike had not fell off. It didn't break my will. I still was ready to bike. And it really didn't break my lungs. You know what I'm saying? it wasn't like I was out of breath by the time I got home. My body was tired, but I wasn't tired. And that's when I was like, man, oh man. I said, it's like, it's crazy. It's like my mind kept on saying it was ready for more. And the next day, you know, of course I had to do the shows for you guys and, you know, for my channel and stuff, I had to do the show. So it threw my whole body clock off. I had to rest. And the next day, I'm going to be honest, I was like, I don't know if I would be prepared to ride a long time if I had to ride the next day. But the day after, I felt, you know, I felt like I'm pretty much was getting back to myself. And if I had to ride, I would have been able to ride. But I said all that to say, man, I ain't gonna tell you exactly what it is yet, but man, I've got some crazy messages in my spirit about riding my bike all these long distances and stuff like this, man. It's crazy. And man, it's like, even like going throughout the day, I try to stop thinking about it, but then I can't. And even with my I'll be like, you know what? It's crazy, man, because like I told you, I don't want to be without my dogs for too long. But with these adventures that I'm talking about going, I mean, I'm like, yep, I can sacrifice that for that, you know, for that length of time. You know what I'm saying? But as far as you guys are concerned, this is the other part I was thinking about that had me laughing and just thinking more or less. And I'm finna come to my comments because I haven't come to them yet. But I was just thinking like, man, you know, with my dog channel, y'all don't realize it's still so many things I haven't even got to. And it's more difficult than just saying, hey, just do the shows, because I have to be motivated. Even though I got the subjects all written down, I got to be motivated to do them. They all got to fit into the frame of what I'm doing for that week or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Everything sort of got to fit in a way. Even if you guys may not see it, I can sort of see how it all fits together. So I got plenty of shows I need to continue to do, even though sometimes I may choose not to do them because of the way I'm feeling. I guess what I'm getting at is, if I was to go on any adventures, those would be things that you guys that have to be going on me, you know, going with me. You know, I have to take you guys with me. But it'll be crazy because for those time beings, hell, the dogs wouldn't be with me, you know. But I've already said that no matter what I do, as far as my channel, it's still going to be related to the dogs in some way. And I'm going to tell you why. Because even some of the trips that I'm talking about taking, for one, I'm going to be hoping people actually donate to the channel or even watch the channel or, you know, subscribe or do whatever to support the channel by me going on my adventures. That's for one. So that's going to be helping the channel. But for two, some of these trips that I'm talking about taking are actually companion dog related. So that'd be funny. But I tell you what they are. So and this one trip, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I talk about them more as they become more real to me, because right now, you know how I'm gonna tell you about your dreams and stuff. Even though you may have your dreams, you know, a lot of times we be rushing to tell everybody every detail of our dreams. And I just found out that's not the smartest thing to do from a couple of reasons. And one of the main reasons is, man, sometimes when you get to telling people now what you're gonna do and stuff, you don't end up doing it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I just want to make sure things that's in my spirit are things that I'm really being led to do. Then I talk about it more as they get closer and stuff. But it's one of the things that I'm telling you, man. I just think about some of the advice that I tell you guys, but hold on. Oh, but it's one of the things that And I'm looking a little sleepy tonight. That's all good though. But it's one of the things where it seems so overwhelming to my mind, my spirit, and my body. Man, I'm like, I can't even believe I'm getting the message to do this. This is, you know what I'm saying? I've told you guys about this before. I'm like, even with my companion dog stuff, even with the vision that I want to, that I'm trying to go and get to, every day that I live, they seem more real to me. Like more okay. Like man, I believe I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me anyway. But I'm just saying, as a human, we tend to see things in the flesh and the here and now, and your dreams seem so far away. So I got a lot of dreams with my companion dogs and things of that nature. The same. So man, they seem so far away. But I know but every day that I reach towards them, it seems like they're more possible. Well, with this dream that's in my heart, and I just give you a hint, it has something to do with bikes and things and riding my bike. Let me tell you something. It's so crazy. It's so beyond what I've ever even done in my life in a lot of different aspects. I have like I said, it's one of those things where I'm like, why is this popping in my head and it will not leave? This ain't even nothing that I've normally even, it's crazy. It's such a big trip, so epic. Such an adventure. And it's way out of my element. And like I said, then I'm thinking about my dogs. I've been busy a little bit lately. Well, I might probably have to do a show where I'm talking about it. I'd write it down. Well, I haven't even. I sort of missed out on a little time with my girls here recently just because of just doing little stuff. But man, if I go take a trip, or trips, adventures and stuff, I could be away from them for, like you say, stints of time. And I'm like, man, that's the only thing I'm not looking forward to. But I do know one thing. Every time God put something in my heart that I did avoid, I said, man, that's too big, man. Forget that. Nah, man, I can't do that. I ain't going to worry about that. Those are the times in life where it's always sort of bothered me, or I've ended up going back to doing them or something like that. But some of them I didn't go back to do. But they sort of always be in the back of your mind of, you know what, you were supposed to go there. You were supposed to do this, and although God always rights the ship and puts everything back together, sometimes that is how we miss increase and overflow in our life by just not listening to something that sounds impossible, but it didn't get in your spirit for no reason. And so now that I'm experiencing these adventure, I'm talking about, man, strong adventure dreams. And then here's the deal. This is the funniest part about it, guys. Let me put it to you like this. This is how God works. And I'm coming to my comments right after this. I see I got a 4x4. This is how God works. With the dolls and me amassing the dolls and things of that nature and get to where I want to get to and improving the facilities of how I keep them and things I want to show you. It's so many. I got so many big dreams. And all of them seem impossible to the naked eye, as far as having the resources and, believing my channel is going to grow, but then it actually growing. I mean, it's so many things to go against your spirit in the natural world that'll make you say, don't believe that. You lost your mind. But I believe it anyway, because I believe what God put in my heart. But man, I'm going to tell you, this dream right here, it seems so unreal and unlikely, just like the dogs from a resource standpoint. Hey, I'm trying to live, I ain't saying I'm trying to live. That's the wrong way. That's I gotta check, I always got to watch how I'm speaking. I'm not trying to live. God got me taken care of. Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is, in the natural world today, you know, when I get donations or whatever, or when people contribute to the show, those things are going towards, you know, me improving the show. Maybe I might need a light. You know, I might need something to improve the show, or I might be thinking about getting a new camera in the future. Something, you know, something like that. It's going to be going to improve the show, or it's going hardcore to, hey, we need to keep the lights on. We need to keep the cable bill paid. You know, it'll go to something like that. So that's the mind frame that I've been in as far as any provisions that's coming towards me. So imagine what I'm thinking now when I haven't even had the resources to fulfill all my dreams with my companion dogs and do everything I want to do with them, right? This is how God does. Why is it a dream in my head so big that once again is going to need provisions that I don't even see anywhere around? Because guess what? I'm still thinking about the normal provisions. Ain't that so fun? That's the part that's overwhelming to me right now is, hey man, I'm still thinking about just living every day, doing my show and blah, 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 and, you know, making it. And God has in my heart already other dreams, and they are so enormous. And I'm thinking about how am I going to take y'all? How am I going to incorporate it? How am I going to edit all this? How am I going to even have the funds to do it? You know, how I'm going to have the energy? How I'm going to, you know, it's so much stuff going on. But I just keep on hearing this thing. You wear a label, you can do it. And man, you know how I always relate everything that's happened to me back to you guys? Whatever it is happening in your life, you wear a label and you can do it. You know, we just keep ignoring stuff in the name of being adults. I'm grown. I can't afford to think like that no more. I can't be going on no adventures. I can't be doing this. I gotta go to a job. I got bills. And all of it's true. But you know what, man? You got one freaking life. Find a way to do the things that's in your heart to do. I ain't telling you to quit today, but sometimes that is what it requires. For you to just shake your mind up. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that is what it requires. You know, sometimes you can incorporate your adventures in your life, in your dreams, in your job, whatever you're doing now. Man, sometimes you just got to have a WTF moment. Like I was thinking, like, man, I guess what I was thinking about this. I said, man, if I had a regular job for the adventures I'm talking about taking, it could take 2 to 3 weeks or longer. And I was thinking, like, man, if you was at a normal job again, how would you even do it at a normal job? Because it'll either take up all of your vacation time, or depending on what situation you find yourself in, it can take up even more. And you can put yourself in a position to get fired. And I was saying, Jay, I'm going to be honest. If you was on one of these adventures, I think I would have to just let myself get. I'm sorry, and that's knowing I got to pay bills. But I'm just saying, I was just thinking about, like, man, if you caught on one of these adventures, like I'm thinking about taking, I would probably just have to let myself get fired to finish the adventure, and worry about living when I get home. You know what I'm saying? So, because I was thinking about what I just told you guys, I was thinking something just hit my spirit. Jay, look, the truth is, man, although you're gonna be young forever, which I always say that, when you do come to the end of your life, whenever you do get ready to come to the end of your life, man, you're gonna be looking back at certain times like, dude, I can't believe I let work or something keep me from finishing that adventure or going here or doing that. You know, yeah, I might have lost this job or lost that job, but guess what? I lived. I did something, you know, that you can't buy. You know, I did something that most people won't do. Why? Because they are scared of losing the job. But I lived, you know. And you know, I can't lie, man. Like I said, a lot of us have wasted too much time as it is on bull crap, being scared to take chances and stuff. So I guess, man, just this whole bike ride that I took, in a way, somebody could say it did bad for me because it just made me now. It's crazy. It actually sort of stunted my DAW studies for the last, I don't know. Of course, just living with the dogs is an education. But I'm just saying, I've been distracted on these damn crazy adventures that have been put in my heart a little bit. And do I got that down? Oh yeah. It's something I'm gonna talk about my girls. It'll probably be my next show where I discuss how busy I've been and how my girls have and what role in my business the girls have played. So with all that, I basically just set that whole opening soliloquy because I'm going to get into the videos now after I come to the comments to say I've been reawakening in a whole new way. You know, I've always wanted to do a lot of biking stuff. And I never forget, man, when I was a little kid, I was telling my mom, I said, you know what? One day I want to follow the edge of the street to see where it ends up. And I was just like, you know what, Jay? You've always had the spirit of an adventurer. And it's just so alive in you now. But here's the thing, guys. Some of my adventure might call for me to be outside, you know, sleeping in tents and stuff like this for periods of time. Just trying to make it in and literally survive. And all I was thinking was, although I was in Scouts and I know how to live outside, I've never loved camping. I've never, you know, I love the outside as far as I do love nature. I love hearing nature, you know, riding past nature. But I'm talking about the actual campsite. I hate mosquitoes. That's for one. I hate them. I don't want to come nowhere near any type of poison ivy or anything like that. And them pretty much the only type of bugs that I really just gotta avoid. You know, I don't mind just bugs, hearing them in nature, but I just don't want to get bit up by anything. And mainly the thing that bites you up in nature is mosquitoes. So, and like I said, although camping is cool, I've never been the guy that want to camp 24/7 or nothing. So it's crazy that I can't even fight the. That's why I said, nah, this from God. It's from God, because I can't get rid of it. When you can't fight these desires out of your heart, like at this point, I would have to fight it off so much to where I know that I'm fighting something off. I'm like, nah, I don't want to fight that hard because once again, lately, over the last year and a half, especially, I've been saying I'm gonna go ahead and be open to what God put in my heart. That's where your greatest blessings are. And I keep on saying to myself, nah, bro, just keep listening. Now, that doesn't mean that I need to run out tomorrow and be on the adventure. That doesn't mean that. It means keep listening to my heart, keep staying open to it, because once again, I don't even have resources to do these adventures right now. If I'm going to do them, he's going to open up the door for me to have the resources to do them. But I just say, as of right now, I'm going to stay in open mode. Open to him telling me where to go. Open to him changing the dream. You know, because sometimes you may think you hear it, but after a few days, you may notice that, hey, dang, I don't know, it don't sound as strong. But with this, I can't lie. This is the only thing that's been crazy with me. I've been sort of thinking it's going to get a little lighter in my head, but it's getting louder. And that's why I said, oh, no. I may actually have to go on a few adventures and take everybody with me. And like I say, man, everything about my channel is you know, is emanating from the God life. But the truth is, even on my, like I say, on my adventures, if nothing else, I'm still doing things with the mindset of keeping my dog life alive. You know what I'm saying? Even if I go on an adventure, it's still gonna be with the idea, like I say, of keeping the dog life going. So that's what the spirit of an adventure was about. I did the long soliloquy. Now I'm finna check in with my guest, Soul King. Atalia Barclay, hey Jay, rock on, glad to catch you. Tribal Chief says, are you gonna get more dogs? Oh yeah. Tribal Chief says, which brand? That'll have to be a surprise, Tribal Chief, but I'm definitely getting more dogs. The goal is to get to 100 and to have them displayed in such a way that it's amazing, and to also just be, every dollar I get is going to increase my knowledge, increase my ability to direct and help people out there find the dog for them. So you know, that's my mission, to compile. You know, right now the number in my head is at 100, and to compile them in such a way that it's amazing, increase my knowledge, and also experience a lot of nights going out with them, and hopefully as my resources continue to grow over time, you know, really be able to take them out on our own adventures, meaning that, hey, we go out you know, maybe even overseas, and, you know, go traveling with my dogs, and just as much as permitted. And if not nothing else, like you say, aside from the dreams, the adventures that's popping in my head, like I say, it's other adventures that I would love to take with my dogs, as far as just traveling with them. So those are things I want to do with my dogs. Like I say, but crazy, recently I've had some dreams, that some adventures that I'm going to have my dogs in mind, but they're going to more than likely not be able to even come with me on some of these things. So Soul King did win the competition tonight. Let me write that down. And I usually have a competition that whoever comes in here first on the Dog King Power Hour, I write their name down in the book, and I say, look, I don't know when God's going to do it, but one day God's going to bless me to have more than enough. And what I mean by more than enough is that means my bills I pay, I'm able to show you guys, you know, the things that I want to show you. And I actually have, you know, enough to where I can give somebody a dog, you know. I have resources to where I can give somebody $1 a year. They may not sound like a whole bunch, but, you know, these dogs are expensive, and they can change somebody's life or add to their happiness, you know. I could be giving somebody their first dog, or I could be giving somebody another dog, which is amazing. So today, Soul King won the second time, second victory. Congratulations, Soul King. Tribal Chief says 100. Wow. Yeah, Tribal Chief. But it won't be a 100 stuffed into my house, stacked on top of each other, stored poorly. No, no, no. That's not the dream. The dream is to be able to have $100, but have them in the correct way, have them stored in the correct way, have them displayed in the way that I'm envisioning in my dreams. And it's a lot of high-tech things that I want to show you surrounding the way that I have them stored. So, man, and then, man, like I said, I eventually want to get to doing more work like I've been doing, what, you know, talking to Iron Tech Dog and just helping these companies improve, and being a not only a promoter, but, you know, somebody who these companies may look to for help and improving this product for dog owners in the future. Boy, that's a dream in of itself, having somebody get with me and be like, hey, I mean, personally get with me and be like, hey, we're trying to make a dog that's really going to blow these dog owners away. What are your suggestions? And in that case, I think that'd be amazing, because my suggestion would be your suggestion, basically, because I would have all my suggestions, but I would also be outsourcing to every damn well dog owner, everybody, you know, to look at my channel. I'd be gathering information from, hey, what are you looking for? You know what I'm saying? And once I stockpile all that information, I'll really be able to sort of come up with the ultimate companion dog, which I got my ideas on that anyway. So, man, it's a lot of direction that this whole life could take. And as far as 100, he said, so is the next going to be silicone? Oh, yes. For the foreseeable future, all my dogs are going to be silicone. I love silicone. Now, I still have a few videos talking about the differences, and I'll be talking about them for years to come, honestly. But more importantly, since I had my new silicone girl Himawari here, I've been making videos talking about the differences between silicone, TPE, what you might like about TPE, what you might like about silicone. Because I haven't really been trying to dog either one, trying to say, don't get this one, don't get that one. No, I've just been telling you it's differences between both. You have to make the decision which one you like, or, if you like both or whatever. I'm just giving you information as of right now. But me personally, I love both, honestly. And I'm going to be getting to a couple of videos here that's going to discuss a couple of more differences about the materials and what I like about each one of them. But I have this special video that I've been building to that I have not been able to get to yet. And it's literally going to tell you which doll I think you should get. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna straight up tell you which one I want, which doll I want, straight up, silicone or TPE, and which one you need to get. So that show is coming up. But for the foreseeable future, I'm gonna go with silicone. I love my TPE, but right now, I'm just more of a companion guy. I've sort of explained this before. If you're some guy that's just straight up a sex fan, this is just my opinion. You're not going to want a silicone doll if that's all you're doing. Now, you could have some silicone owners out here that may argue with me about that particular point that I'm making. But I'm just saying, if you're sex exclusive and you want to be jumping on your doll all day, now, and you don't have a real doll, because a real doll, I don't have one, of course, but everything I've heard about a real doll is they're a different type of silicone doll, because they're a full silicone doll. They don't have a foam core or anything like that. They're silicone all the way to the metal skeleton, from what I heard. But as far as they're concerned, they're built to make love to. And they're a full silicone doll. They're built to make love to. And I have seen a couple of reviews on a couple of these full silicone dolls that are a lot more jiggly and a lot more friendly to making love than some silicone dolls in the past. So don't get me wrong, the technology is steadily changing. But I would still say, for the most part, if you're a sex guy, and that's what you're buying a doll to do, that you're going to be steered more towards TPE. Because it's just a softer body altogether. I'm talking about a deeper softness. And I be talking to, I be going over one of my comments with a guy that I talked about that with. But let me tell you, man, silicone, it offers just a lot more to me. A lot of different other things, like I've been talking about in several shows. You all can go back and look at the shows that I've been doing, but it offers a lot of other possibilities other than just that sexual thing. And for me, if you're a guy that's into the companion, emotional part of things, look, silicone is definitely a very good option for that. And if you still want to have a lot of sex with your silicone doll, I'm going to let you know, like, I'm probably going to be geared towards the harder faces going forward because of the permanent makeup. I love it. But if you're going to be having a lot of sex with your silicone doll, I've said this before too, you're going to probably want to go with that soft silicone head. It doesn't hold a permanent makeup, but it's more kissable and things of that nature. And you can, it has oral functions. And I actually do want a soft silicone head too, only because I want to be able to kiss on my silicone head a little bit more, because with the hard silicone head, I give my girls a very light smooch because it's not very pleasant to kiss a hard silicone head. So I do want a softer one, but I do love the fact of having this permanent makeup. I mean, I don't even have to think about this makeup. That's what I love about it. But silicone, I have once again a show that I haven't done yet. I've been getting to this show, but it's about cleaning the doll, and I'm going to talk a little bit. And it's actually coming up probably next week. But what's the day? Yep, because it's almost bath time, so I'm going to be discussing this show probably next week about the cleaning of the doll. But for one, I'm a more companion-oriented guy, and for two, just I explain why. But silicone for me is better at being a one-man show. Let's just say I get up to $20. I would not want to be over here with 10 TPE dolls, and 10 silicone. No, that's a lot of upkeep for one person. So right now, I'm not looking to, and if any companies are out there, I'm looking to review your full silicone dolls right now. I'll let you know in the future when I decide to take a couple of more TPE girls, but right now I'm straight full silicone. Tribal says, I watched your older videos. Those dolls have brought you peace. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, I got some super duper old videos on here, like right before I got the dolls. Oh, and I always thought I was happy. I've been single for a while, and when I mean single, not single, I wasn't getting any vagina. Yeah, I was out in the dating world, but I wasn't committed to anybody. But I always thought I was happy, But getting the dolls, they opened the door for a new happiness that I didn't even know that I was missing out on. But I got to give God the credit, though. My ultimate happiness comes from him. But the dolls, just add on to my life so much more. And I'm going to tell you, the thing about God is he's the one who put the dream in my heart. He's the one who put the whisper in my heart about companion dolls and about living this lifestyle. The funniest part is I didn't listen. Sort of like I'm telling you about this adventure earlier. I kept not listening. I kept putting it off. I kept saying, no, God, not yet. No, man, no. Now, he ended up working things out like I told you. But, hey, I've learned it's just best to go ahead and listen, man. Go ahead and listen. And I'm like, nah, I'm hearing what I'm hearing now. I'm going to go ahead and listen. But since I got on the doll journey, I've said this before, I've always been a spiritual guy. I've always been connected to God. But what happened was, once I listened to him and got into this lifestyle, it allowed my spirit to get even quieter within itself and seek him out even more. And man, it's crazy how close the relationship I've gotten with God has improved and gotten so much stronger, man. Like I say, over the last year and a half, it's crazy. Just in the last year and a half alone, I have changed so much, man, for the better. Thank you, Jesus. I'm talking about, because like you say, the positivity and stuff, man, the believing, and the plan God got for my life, wanting to just, I've always wanted to help others, but, just center my whole life around wanting to help other people. I mean, it's just, man, it's a blessing, man. Like you say, everything has changed. And it's not, and like I say, when you say the dolls have brought me peace, it ain't, like I say, although the dolls have brought me a lot of peace, I'm gonna tell you what it was. Listening to what God told me to do has brought me peace. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and buy the doll instead of fighting it, brought me peace. Listen to what he told me to do a long time ago. Oh, Italia Barclay. I have a bit of an odd question. I know that Iron has a pregnant companion doll. Would something like that interest you? I have been questioning if I might. I say this, Italia Barkley. It's a lot of novelty type of things you can do with companion dogs, you know, and a lot of things you may not even see on these sites. You can ask these dog companies to do, and they will do them. So don't hesitate to reach out to any of these companies, or, you know, and ask them what they can do or will do. A lot of it is just about how much, you know, you're willing to pay. Now, it does help when they have something like their pregnant dog display, because that lets you know that's something they're already making and something they already have. And so you wouldn't, in most cases, you wouldn't have to worry about it costing extra or being a novelty item, because it's something they already are making. But I have seen the pregnant dog, and not only from them, I've seen that, I think, from other people too. It's so many things you can get in this dog game. That's why I say the dog game is all about fantasy. Now, me personally, it does not interest me, because I just wouldn't want my dog to be full-time pregnant. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad idea, because for me, by me having multiple dogs, it could be cool from the standpoint where I could always just have that dog that's in a constant state of labor, constant state of being pregnant. You know, she could just represent that pregnant lady in my home. So I'm not saying it's bad. It's just not something I'm into. But let me tell you this, Italia. I have a friend growing up, and I'm talking about, this is from junior high, you know, type of talk. He used to always even tell me back then how he was so attracted to pregnant ladies. And honestly, like, I'm attracted to pregnant ladies from a standpoint of, when I have seen a pregnant lady, I've always, I can't lie, I think it could be a man thing too. I've always thinking like, she can't get pregnant right now. I love it. You can tear it up at age, she can't get pregnant. And it ain't like a pregnant ladies don't look fine. I mean, because they still look good in most cases. But I never had a fetish for that. I got a, you can, one could say and should say that I have a foot fetish, because I love me some feet. Oh my God. I love me some feet. But he had a pregnancy fetish, to where literally he would try to go talk to women that are pregnant. And I've heard pregnant women say that some of them are creeped out by that, because they like, man, I'm pregnant. You see, I got a baby by some dude, but you still talk to me. But it's so funny, because I've actually met some single pregnant ladies who want guys to talk to them, but they won't talk to them. So it's funny. But he actually had a thing for that. So even when I saw those pregnant dogs, I used to think about, like, man, it's crazy. And I'm glad that they brought something out like that, because it's guys out there and there's people out there that like that. They're going to want that pregnant dog, you know, and that's going to really be a super turn on for them. Whereas somebody like me, it wouldn't be a super turn on for me. It would be just an addition or a novelty to the family. So for me, I couldn't see wanting something like that unless it's way down the line. But I just know how I am. And me, I would probably just want all my dogs to be looking normal. You know what I'm saying? As far as just normal ladies, non-pregnant, and things of that nature. Because I always say, even when I don't make love to my girls, I always want to just know that I can. And I'm just, like I say, being pregnant in real life, I've been attracted to many a human woman. But that it doesn't just make me want to be attracted to them more physically. It's always been tied to the fact that where I'm like, oh, she looked good pregnant. And also she couldn't get pregnant because she already is. But with the dog, in a way, for me, it would ruin her a little bit, because, you know, from a sexual standpoint, if I was to ever want to go that route, because I'd be like, well, I would rather have her in her, you know, I would rather have her looking slim and trim, because guess what? She can't get pregnant any damn way. So that's how I would feel about it. But, you know, if you're somebody who's into pregnancy, you know, would like to experience that, I definitely would suggest you look into getting a dog that's pregnant, you know, like that. That'd be cool, I think. But it wouldn't necessarily interest me. Tribal Chief says, I know that you have changed for the better. Thank you, Tribal Chief, man. I'm glad you have. Honestly, I just want to say God bless you, and thank you for even going back, looking at my older videos. Man, I was even laughing at my recent videos. I was like, man, thank God, man, how far I've come in production and just getting better. But I already know as time goes on, I'm still going to be looking back at even today's videos like, man, I didn't know what I was doing. Because even, that's why I'm so glad that I still believe in my message, because although my production isn't good, my editing may not be the best, I still believe in the messages that I'm giving. And over time, some of those messages could change. I could get more informed on certain things. But at the time I've shot every video, I believed in what I was saying. That's one thing that I'm definitely proud about. But man, I just even look back over some of my videos and I'm like, man, look how far we've come even now. But just the quality of stuff for some of those videos and stuff, I like, man, look how far we done came. They were not, great. I didn't know what I was doing. And even now, I feel like I know so much more, but I still am learning every day, every second. And I'm gonna get to the video, but even with my biking video recently, I was thinking to myself, like, man, it's so much more that I could have improved that I just still didn't, I feel like all the I just say, I could have just improved on my transitions and things of that nature. It's just a lot that I could have improved upon going forward. So even with that video, I said, as I go forward and I do some more adventures, I just thank God that I'm going to get better at the production, and making it look better. So I know that's all happening, but it's crazy just to see that growth in my videos. So I want to go back to what you're saying, like, yeah, I'm growing in my production and stuff, but I would love to believe, and I know that I am improving in life every single day. And I want all of you guys to be having that mind frame. Man, look, we ain't gonna be perfect, but you can improve and try to be a better person every day. You cut somebody out yesterday. No, we don't want to encourage that. Forgive yourself. Ask them for forgiveness, forgive yourself. Guess what? Today don't cuss nobody out. Just try to be better. Can't be perfect. You can only be better every single day. And that's what all we should be striving for. Tribal Chief said, what happened to the car? Broke down. Yeah, man, it's crazy. The car had been working absolutely beautiful for me. I love that Mini Cooper. Oh my God, I love my car. I want, that's what the car I want again is another. I want a bigger one though. But I love that Mini Cooper, but it was working fine. I started hearing like a belt breaking in there. Like it was flapping around. I said, man, it sounded like a belt going bad. And one day I heard it just sort of snap. And I coasted the car back into my driveway. I said, I'm gonna have to go get this checked out. But at the time, I was like, yeah, about $100 and some, it'll be fixed. It's just a belt. I called the guy. He was like, oh yeah, man, that's a easy little job there. We'll fix that in no time. I got it there, and he was like, oh, this is worse than I thought. He said, we're gonna have to move the whole engine to replace the belt, so that's gonna be extra. Then they was like, oh man, we can't find a part. So it was waiting forever. And then they got to inspecting the car again. He was like, dang, man, I hate to tell you this, but even if we was to find a part, this engine is done. He was like, it looked like a piece of metal or something had got in here to where you're going to need a new engine or you're going to need a new car. And so after that, I've been on a bike ever since. And I know God is going to bring me more transportation, but like I say, right now, this is just the truth. Thank you, Jesus, for everything he's given me. Thank you that the light's on now. But every dollar that I got is keeping the show going. I don't got today. Hey, God, you never know what God got behind it though. But I'm saying at this very second, I don't have money for no automobile. I'm just trying to, God got the show, he putting all my resources in the show right now. staying alive and keeping my show going every day. But rest assured, he gonna send me a car at the right time, provisions at the right time. It's all gonna happen in the right time. Power Brain in the house. What up, Power Brain? He said, hey, Jay. What up, Power Brain? Good to see you, brother. And God bless everybody that's tuned in. And once again, God bless my whole Dog King Army team. Oh, something I forgot to say at the beginning. Even though, like you say, something going on with the channel behind the scenes, and I haven't been able to communicate with my Dog King Army team on an individual basis. I just want to send my shout out to my Dog King Army team. And when this monetization thing clears up in about 15 or so days, I want all you guys, you can join that. Or I may start something else. Who knows, man? I may start a Patreon or something else. Who knows? But for everybody on my Dog King Army team, I want to send love. Hey, I miss everybody. But I have been thinking about Carol because I haven't heard from her in a long time. Hopefully her and her vagina is doing okay. DAS, he done checked in recently, so hopefully he all right. Johnny K. Oh, yeah, Johnny K, his mom, I hope she's doing all right. But once again, I don't really see the memberships or anything like that. So everybody that's been supporting me, Comic Books of the World, Sheila Bears, Kevin Grays, Blue CCGs, everybody who's supported me, Fort Nothing Stamps, all these guys. And hey, I appreciate you, even though I can't see you right now. So I want to send you love. But right now, we finna go and get into my videos. Oh, Tribal Chief said, sorry to hear about the car. You'll get another one. Almost definitely, Tribal. Hey, God gonna send another one at the right time. Like I say, man, it's crazy. It's a blessing right now that I ain't got the car. Not because I don't need it. It's just that, man, everything that God allows you in life is it's a blessing. It's gonna lead to something. I don't know what, but I do know this. I'm in better shape riding my bike recently. And like I told you, he using this moment, he done reawoken this dream of adventure in my heart. And he did something in my heart that I can't even thinking about it now. I'm wondering, like, Jay, how you gonna do that? It seems impossible. But once again, I wouldn't be having this dream if I hadn't lost my car. So he knows what he's doing. Oh, he said Mini Cooper is expensive to fix. I'm gonna tell you, bro, the only thing that I don't like about my Mini Cooper, that's the only thing to not like. If you ever own a Mini Cooper, that's the only thing you're gonna really not like. Is it's expensive to fix. And the other thing that could bother you is it's a bit noisy. Not the engine, but just the way the car is made. You'll see once you get it. It tends to get a little rattly a little bit sometimes. But other than that, I love it. Lilac Funi says, which one is silicone? This girl sitting next to me is full silicone. Do I like silicone better? Like I say, that's a question I'm going to probably answer in another video coming up. But I just say this. Man. You know what, man? It's crazy. I guess I would probably say I would probably prefer, knowing the lifestyle that I live, I would probably prefer silicone myself if I had to just have one. Only because of the type of lifestyle I live. If I was having sex with my doll every day, a whole bunch, I would probably be a TPE. I would probably be more. I would probably narrow it down to TPE. But I'm gonna let you know. Once again, it's gonna come down to you as a dog owner. You know, I might say that, but you may, you know, like I say, somebody else may prefer TPE. You know what I'm saying? It's their only dog if they were forced to have it. So it's crazy. It's one of them things that you may not know until you get into the dog game. You can do as much research as you want, but you may not truthfully know until you get in the dog game, and then you may end up having to touch both materials or get both materials. So my first video was biking into the future. And that was last Dog King Power Hour. And I was talking about honestly how I was getting ready to go on the biking ride and how I was excited and things of that nature. I actually talked about how some of these adventure dreams was awakening even then. So on this video, Power Hour, Mr. said, video idea. Oh my, he said a lot of stuff that I didn't really comprehend. But Mr. said, compare the unboxing footage of Callie with the current footage. And when I unboxed her. And I told him, I said, nah, I can't do that because for one, with my first few girls, I didn't do unboxing videos on them because I was just getting into the dog game, and those were my personal dogs. And I wasn't trying to show everybody every intimate detail of me reacting to my dogs because, you know what, I didn't know how I was going to react to the dog game. So I didn't show that. So I can't go back and show that footage. He said, identify changes. He said, is it just me or is she very tan now? I already explained this, and I'm going to talk about this in another show coming up, and I answered him as well. But he said, your viewers who wanted you to have a black dog must be giggling around, I guess because Callie was looking tan. He said, why is this happening? What is it making Callie more tan? Is it the sun? Is it baby oil over time? Having a reaction? Is it micro dust buildup? That's a real thing, though, that micro dust. It gets in your TPE dog, and it just, some of that stuff, it just don't come out. He said, wow, you guys are talking about the tan. It's 1744, which we did talk about the tan during that stream. I answered him, so let me talk. I said, I didn't film the unboxing, like I said, of my other girls, my friend. I kept those first 2 times personal, so I answered him on that first. He goes on to say, I don't qualify for a chance at a dog. That's not true. You do. You will qualify for a chance at a dog. All you got to do is get in here and win on the Dog King Power. I'll be the first one to tune in. You have a chance at qualifying, so I don't know what you mean. I had to make sure he had never won. I don't know what he's talking about this. He said, but if I land one, I would get a camera. This is when he started confusing the hell out of me. He said, I don't qualify for a chance to get a dog, but if I land one, I would get a camera. I'm like, what? What did that mean? I don't know what he meant. He would get a camera to film the dog that he got. I don't know. Then he says, on the condition that you understand that sooner or later I will break my dog. What? I don't get that. I guess he meant break it by having sex with. I don't know what he meant. Then he said, I will report on a lot. He said, I will report a lot online as a free-to-play MTX thank you channel dedicated to the JDKH Emporium. I have no idea what he was talking about. Then he says, I suggest you offer something similar to contest winners. Similar, like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Miss, I don't even know what you're talking about on here. You said, what should I offer to contest winners? I have no idea what he's saying. He said it would be an interesting way to kickstart more community activity. Once again, he just lost me. I don't know what he's talking about offering or anything. I answered him. I said, Cali really isn't more tan, but I talk about that later too. But I said it was the lower lighting that and that untanned skin Himawari has is a lot fairer color compared to the tan skin Cali has. I actually love the differences. That's what I told him. DAS, my Dark King Army team member, he says, thanks, General JDKH. He said, I love the stream. Can't wait to see the Biking for Companion Dogs episode. He said, are you going to do any recording while you're biking? He said, it would be dope to see Memphis orated with a great speaker as yourself. I said, thanks for watching, my friend. I'm definitely going to talk during the ride, and I would try to live stream at some point during the journey. God bless and have a good one. I was able to do both. Hold on, guys. Okay. I was able to do both live stream and I did some talking during that video. Lieutenant Johnny K says, hey, Jay, sorry I haven't been here for your live streams. I've been knocking out kind of early, but no worries. I've been watching them the next day. Hell, J. Dog King Hefner and hell, the Dog King Army. I said, I've been going pretty late on my streams lately, so I'm glad you catch up when you get a chance, my friend. Like I said, I already know I didn't change time. Sometimes I'm late with the stream. I'm supposed to really come in closer to 12:30 in the morning. But a lot of times, like today, I might come in at 2:30, 3 o'clock. Who knows? So I don't blame anybody for missing it sometimes. But I'm glad that people catch up with the show when they get a chance to. That makes me feel amazing. I'm happy about that. So thanks, Johnny K. That's all I ask, man. You catch up when you get a chance. Got one more. Mr. Giggles came in and said, excellent video. I still need to think bigger on the heaven side of things. We did do a lot of talk about God on there. He said, I'm still looking at things from a human perspective and not on God's point of view for an entire view of eternity. And I can't lie. Don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up on that. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna get to my comment, but I'm gonna get through reading. He said, I need to open my mind more from the Christian point of view and think bigger and better. He said, God bless Jay. I can listen to you hours on end on how we could be better people from a religious perspective. You really inspire humanity to be better people and rise up to think different and have a positive look on things here on earth and the afterlife. Thank you. You inspire me, and I hope others to be better Christians. First of all, thanks, Mr. Gilgles. What did I say? I just said thanks for the great support and encouragement. You are on the right path. God sees your heart. Keep growing and going forward, and your path will get clear each day, my friend. I was a little short, but basically, when he was like, he was still looking at things from a human perspective. I'm like, no, you good. You on the right path. Like I say, yeah, you might see some improvements that you got to make, but guess what? Don't beat yourself up. Look to improve, like you said. God, hey, everything happening in your life is happening at the right time. A lot of us grow in all these things at different states of our life. That's why, you got some people that's maybe religious or whatever, where they come things from a judgmental standpoint, where they're trying to tell somebody that they should be further in their spiritual journey. And that's not for them to determine. God brings us along at different stages. That person may realize exactly what you realize. It may be 2 years from now, 2 months from now, 2 days from now. That person may know something that you need to know while you're trying to get them right. You just never know what's going on. But you can't be pressing people to hurry their journey up. Believe me, God may be having things he needs to reveal to you to get you to a certain point in your life. So, although you may perceive me as being further spiritually or whatever, look, the true weight of where we are spiritually can only be weighed by God. And all of us have our own personal journeys. So just Hey, look, wherever you are in your journey, you're right where you need to be. So don't worry. And like I say, your path for where you need to go is going to get clearer every day, especially when you desire to be a better person. That's where it all begins at. So I'm done with that video. Let me check on my messages. Okay. The next video we have is posing and stability. Man, I can't lie. One of the things that I talked about in posing and stability was, man, when you, let's just say you just pick your TPE girl up and you just sit her in the middle of the bed, right? When you just sit her in the middle of the bed without anything around her, she's going to want to tip over to one side or the other. You're going to have to sort of manipulate her legs and things of that nature. And the bed is soft, especially if you have memory foam. So even if you sort of spread her legs out, she still may want to fall a little bit. A lot of times I have to put like a pillow next to my girls to make sure they're not going to tip over. But it's, you know, it's still just that instability there when you first put them on the bed. But I find out with a silicone girl like this girl, when I sit her down where she's sitting, she don't jiggle, she don't move, she sit right there. She don't need support like that from a full silicone doll. I can go over there, sit her on the bed. Because if you see Tsunade right now, you see a pillow behind her back. She couldn't sit up that good without that pillow behind her back, keeping her stable. Himawari, I could sit her right in that same spot without the pillow. Their bodies are just made differently, man. They just the inside of them feels more stable. Now, they're made from a harder material on the inside. You know, they just feel like a more full silicone is it is a harder material than TPE, but it's not rock hard to me, but it's more of what I would call solid. So when you sit them on the bed, it's not all this extra jiggle. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're sitting a book on the bed. When you sit them there, they're going to stay there. And with my TPE girls, I think it's just that extra jiggle they have in their bodies, just the softness of the TPE maybe. It just wants to move. And so I was a little worried about that video because I called it, because it's about posing and stability. Well, some people might say, hey, I can pose my TPE girl a little bit better than my silicone girl because she stretches a little bit better. So nobody ever said that on my video. So I was sort of glad that nobody sort of misinterpreted that. Because the overall stretchability in TPE is greater than silicone. But what I love is once you put the doll's hands or legs or wherever you're putting them at with the silicone doll, they're gonna stay there. They, you know, that's what I meant by posability. You can pose them and look, it's gonna be exactly where you put it at the first time. You ain't got to manipulate it to get it to stand and stay. Nah, it's gonna move and it's gonna be exactly where you put it at, and it's gonna be good and stiff. That's what I meant when I made that video. But I'm telling you, I would pose I'm not good at posing. I'm not a photographer. But if you just told me, hey, Jay, you can put a TPE doll on the bed and pose it, or you can put a silicone doll on the bed and pose it, which one are you going to pose first so you can just put it there and walk away? I'm going to choose a silicone doll all day. Brandon Anderson says, good morning, Jay and Dog Gang. What up, Brandon Anderson in the house? Good to see you, brother. I know a lot of people getting ready for work right now. Good to see all of y'all. You know what? I think I'm gonna make me a fried egg today. I'm gonna scramble me an egg this morning when I get off stream. So posing and stability. Carl asked me how did Cali get a tan because everybody started asking it. I said, and Carl, he owns a Kimber dog. my good friend Carl. So I said, Carl, come on now. I said, you know, all Kimbers have tan skin, my friend. I said, she looks darker because she's in low light. And Himawari is not tan, so it makes Cali look a lot darker. Brandon Diab says, my silicone is not as soft as my first TPE, but the good news is they get along fine. And I had been telling people that even in my review video, I said, there's a lot of differences between silicone and TPE, not just the name, man. It's a lot of differences. One of them is the softness. And like I answered him, I say, TPE is not as squishy. Silicone is not as squishy soft, but the skin texture is better in my opinion. It feels more like human to me. But TPE feels more squishy soft, where you're gonna hug it and feel it squeeze all the way in. And like I told you, to me, it's more made for sex in that regard. Brandon says, thanks, man. I'm glad both his girls do get along. But like I said, silicone, if you're looking for just softness, it's not going to be soft as TPE. Harv's B asked me, Jay, do you use those heating rods for the dogs' vaginas? And I say, I don't have sex with my girls. And if I did, I would not use them damn heating rods. They are terrible. They are terrible. I don't even know what's the really an electric. He was looking at me. I don't know why. He put an emoji like he was looking at me after I said I don't use heating rods. But I was laying with my companion dog one night. And when you first touch your companion dog, they're going to feel cool to the touch. But if you ever sleep with your companion dog, just lay next to them, you're going to realize they warm up pretty quick. And that's what let me know, like, nah, I would never use a heating rod because if you just make love to your girl, they're going to heat up any damn way. And I find out from a lot of dog owners that make love to their girls, they're like, man, I don't use that crap. It's a waste of time. After you start making love to your girl, they heat up really quick. And I said, yep, I figured that. Project Rambo said, get an Anadol player. I said, nah, Thana needs a Dog King dog. And started laughing. Hars B said, I see you like that head. He talking about Himawari right next to me more than the one with the implanted hair. I love me some Mara Blade. She's the original head for this body. Keep that in mind. But I need some variety in this family. I've been wanting an Asian girl for the longest. Himawari fills that role. And not only that, I ain't gonna lie. I love Mara Blade and don't tell her, but I do think that Himawari is just more beautiful to me. It's just something about her. So I've always said that once I got these dogs, I say Himawari gonna be my full-time dog in this body, but every now and then I will switch it up and bring out Mara Blade's head. If I ever get an extra silicone body, I'll use it for Mara Blade from Iron Tech. And that's what I told him. Himawari would be the main face on the body. That was it for that video. Brandon Anderson said, it's good to be seen and yeah, getting ready for work. I figured that. Glad to be here for everybody that's getting ready for work. I'm just happy to be here, man. Hey, help y'all start y'all morning off. Everything gonna be good today. Keep your attitude right. Everything gonna work out. The next video I'm talking about is natural versus tan. Because as you can see, everybody was asking me, why is Cali's skin so tan? And as you can see in the background, you can see the difference between Tsunade and Himawari. Once again, they're just tan companion dogs. So, in the video Natural versus Tan, I went on to explain, hey man, first of all my girls come in a tan color except for Himawari. So when you see her fair skin, it's gonna look a lot different than them. Because before I got Himawari, I just thought my girls was, I didn't think it was much different between tan skin and not. But as you can see, it's a big difference. I was just saying that that's the main difference. For two, even though they have light on them, the light is a little lower over there. So it's not as bright. So that makes them look a little darker. It's not the oiling or anything being in the sun or anything like that. It's just simply the lighting and simply the choice of skin color. And another thing I said is going to be fun is when I get my, for lack of a better word, when I get my black dog, it's going to be amazing to see all three comparisons from fair to tan to dark. So it's going to be amazing to see that. And the first comment I got was Brandon Diab. He says, I got my Iron Tick dog. I'm so happy. I said, what the hell? Whoa. Oh, I said, somebody said, Best Word says, congrats, post your unboxing. I said, congrats, my friend. Brandon said, I don't know how to make videos, my friend. Everybody don't do that. And that's fine. We all got to do what we do. And Brandon says, keep doing your thing. Thank you, Brandon. Withering Liberal says, you are so steadfast in your posts every day, J-Dog, impressive. Talk about I do a video a day. I said, thank you, my friend. It's just a calling that God put on my life. And man, like I say, he's giving me this time to chase my dream and live my dream. Just, be, what I'm saying? I say live my dream more than anything. And it's like, I don't want to wake up not living my dream right now. I love doing what I do. And I actually, I'm looking for provision to keep going. But honestly, when I do my show, I'm paying God back. I don't know how the show is going to go in the future. I don't know if I'm going to do it every single day in the future. But today I am. And I'm doing it because it brings me joy. But for another thing, I want to pay God back for allowing me to do this. You know what I'm saying? Being just allowing me to do my show by being consistent. Giga says, both the girls look great. Callie in the lower light in the background, looking quite tan, as well as Himawari with her porcelain skin in the foreground. It's the same setup, but a different girl in the background. I smiled and gave him a thumbs up. Thank you so much, Mr. Gigas, for giving the girls compliments. I appreciate you on that. And that was all the comments I had on that. I got to make sure. Yep. Okay. The next video, I went live on Saturday. Because I was taking a small break from the biking route that I was on. I think I was about almost 50 miles in at this point. I took a stop at the Mini Cooper parking lot, my favorite car. Chilling out up there, changing batteries and stuff. And I was really fulfilling the promise. I kept telling people, hey, I'm going to try to do a live stream during the bike ride. And I'm going to let you know, man, that's all I had time for was that little few minutes, and really didn't have much time for it because luckily I got back on the bike. Because if you watch that video, you'll see that bike ride end up going into the night. That bike ride was amazing, man. It was amazing. I'm going to talk about it more when I get to the video. But during this little break, I just checked in with everybody and fulfilled my promise. I said I was going to do a live stream. I did it. Miami Spice says, look like a beautiful day. Be safe out there. I said, it was an awesome day. Thank you. Brandon Diaz says, you're the most chill guy around. I gave him a thumbs up. It says, yo, King Heaven, can't wait to see the final vid. Be safe out there. People be wild out there. Talking about the drivers. I said, God bless you, my friend. It's going to be awesome. Talking about the video. I told him to have a good one. And he was right. People was wild out there, but God had me protected. Brandon Diaz says, I'm just saying, I'm starting to understand my dogs do have their own feelings and personality. They have their own vibe. Now, when you get more than one dog, you're going to understand. I said, they will continue to grow over time, bro. You ain't going to just have a room full of dogs and all of them the same dog. No, they all different. Sheila Bell says, yay, the king reigns. I gave a thumbs up, love. Kevin Gray says, on the road. I said, yes, sir, thumbs up. So that was it for that. Haven't got Brandon Diab comment on Stuck in One Spot. That's when I was making a video about Saima, my thick girl, and really all the girls, honestly. I said how you can leave your girl sitting for, which they doing it right now, sit for an extended time on your bed or anywhere else on memory foam. It allows them not to get indentures and things of that nature. And Neptune as no. And I thought I had a comment on there. I did. Oh, it didn't go through. Let me see. Oh, he won't let his comment go through. I can barely see. Okay. I don't know what he was trying to say. I got a guy named Roman Reigns who checked in with me on last stream. He commented on my video, Mother the Dog King. I told my mom that video was going to be important as far as people wanting to see me with my mother, because people, don't have that connection all the time with their mother. But it's so funny. A lot of people have made these great comments on my mom, but Tribal Chief says, your mom is cool, very supportive. I wish I had parents like that. I'd be a lot happier person. And I told Tribal Chief, I said, no. You have the happiness you desire, my friend. It's within your heart. And the reason I said that is I understand that all of our childhoods or whatever may not be the same. I understand that all of our parents and all that stuff may be the same, but I don't want people to always look at the other parenting situation or whatever and be like, man, that's why I ain't have this or that's why I ain't have. No. Whatever was going on in your life, it still served the purpose it is served. You still are amazing person. Whatever you've gone through in life, I don't want any of us to look back on life and give ourselves an excuse to say, yeah, I'm living a lesser life because my parents weren't here or that. No, it may have happened. I understand it was traumatizing. It could have hurt your feelings. But guess what? Dust yourself off. Look towards the brighter day. You know what I'm saying? Look towards the day we're waking up now. You know what I'm saying? Don't give yourself an excuse to say, man, I could have been happier. No, be happy today. You're alive today. You living your life today. You can and should be chasing your dreams today. Don't even look back. And my father, my biological father, whatever. Hey, we didn't really have a relationship my whole life, and honestly, and I can't lie. It was a different time in my life where I was more upset about it, but I let that go along. I never was just so furious where I wasn't. I tried to let it. Put it like this: it was so many things where guys I knew whose father was involved in certain things in school or in their life or whatever. And there was times where I could have just let myself be like, man, I ain't got no dad. I ain't this. I ain't got no father living with me. I ain't this and I ain't that. But I kept on saying, no, I can't go down that road. I can't go down. I might not have the father to teach me certain things they had, but hey, I'm okay. I'm all right. And later in life, a little bit later, I remember I I still sort of used to have a grudge against my dad, and I could take the sort of. I still just never used to like how things turned out until one day I was like, nah, I gotta forgive this guy. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't doing nothing but I'm carrying around that negative stuff, and I started thinking about, man, if you put yourself in other people's shoes, you just never know how life can turn. How you could be one decision away from making the same mistakes others have made. And forgive the people who might not have treated you the right way, and don't burden yourself with saying, okay, well, now I'm unhappy because I didn't get treated a certain way. Nope, that might not have happened. It might not have been fair. Guess what? I'm finna be happy today, baby. I ain't finna try to tie any sadness to the past. And so that's what I basically want to tell you. Don't even allow yourself to go down that road of I'd be a lot happier. No, be happier. Don't let nothing hold you back from being happy. You already got the happiness. It's within your heart. And as far as my mom, I always laugh about that video because it's crazy. My mom has always been accepting of me and love me and all that type of stuff. And I knew ultimately she wouldn't give a damn as far as this campaign dog stuff is concerned. But it's crazy. And I still tell this, just for me and her had a very different perception of how she accepted the campaign dogs. You know what I'm saying? For me, for the first few weeks or so, she did not seem to love the idea of me having them. Now, she didn't say anything negative to me or nothing, but she seemed to be not in the greatest places, in my opinion. I really didn't, from the interactions we were having, I really, I'm not going to go to too deep of it, but I just say I didn't think that she was too happy about it. So when I first called her for the interview, I was expecting a few different answers, honestly. So when she was sort of coming a bit happy-go-lucky with some of the answers, they were confusing to me. A couple of them were. I'm like, hey, I didn't perceive you being like this. And she was like, no, this is how I feel. I said, well, Ma, I ain't gonna lie. We sure got some mixed ideas on how you came across at the very beginning. But upon talking to her, it was some things that she said that she was like going through personally or whatever, that she was sort of that might have affected her attitude around that time, that made me assume that it had something to do with my dogs. And I just said, we can only live in our own movies. Everybody lives in their own movies. But from my standpoint, I saw a bit of a different reaction than the video. But ultimately, I do believe that that's how she would have I believe that's her feelings anyway. She said that's her feelings, but I'm saying she would have said those things eventually anyway, because she's very accepting and very understanding. She would have never been at the point where she would have been like, I don't like you with this. This is terrible. You ain't my son. Oh, man, you got this. You crazy. She'd have never done anything like that. I think I just expected just a couple of her answers to be something to the point where, man, I don't know. It sort of seemed to look crazy at first. A strange at first. But she didn't really say that. But no matter what, I always say, I didn't never make that video for her to even be happy. I made a video with my grandmother. I didn't make that video for her to be happy. I even asked my brother some questions on videos. I didn't make videos for any of them to act like they were happy. I told them, give me your true feelings. If you don't like this, if you don't like it, if you don't feel good about it, say something so people can, see how you're going to react. Because some of their parents and friends and family may not like it and things of that nature. But once again, you can only do an interview and get people's answers for what they truly say their answers are. And once I interviewed them, they all said that's how they felt. And I accepted that's how they felt. And I appreciated it. Their honesty. And like I said, when you're doing an interview, that's the only thing you can do is ask somebody to be honest, get their opinion, and go forward and roll with it. But I've always said, I love them all, they love me. But they could have said, I hate the companion dog life, and it wouldn't have changed my views one damn bit. I still would have been living my life to make myself happy, because you cannot live to make other people happy. But I always laugh about that whole video because I was like, man, it's crazy. Those answers, sometimes when I go back and look at that video, I still think like, man, though, I wasn't even expecting those answers, honestly. Oh, so that was the only thing. I'm sorry, I left Atalia's quote up there the whole time. That was a long, long time ago. So yeah, that was that on that, Ramen. Oh no, it ain't showing Ramen. I read Tribal Chief. What Ramen's comment said though? I didn't give me his. I do. He says, only thing I can see of his comment, it says, your mom is very cool. See if they let him come in on this, because I see he commented on my, nah. I don't know what's going on with that. Hold on. Somebody right. Let me see something. Hold on. Unless Tribal Chief is Roman Reigns or something, I'm not sure. But because every time I click on Roman Reigns, I see Tribal Chief. But either way, it says, hold on, let me see something. But Tribal Chief says something on Blessings. He says, you got a good flow going on this one. Impressive. Thumbs up. Thank you, Tribal Chief. I don't know whether you Roman Reigns or not, but every time I click on Roman Reigns, it says that it goes to Tribal Chief. So my next video, just a quick one-off video, is let me make sure I'm right. Is this it? Let me see. Yep. Okay, it's Take a Step. That was my Reset Sundays. That came after the biking trip, because after the biking trip, man, it was a couple of times in the biking trip where my body was trying to tell me, man, you can't make it, you can't make it. And my spirit kept on saying, yeah, you can. Just take one more step. Just keep going. Just keep going. And like I said, I looked up, and before long, I was done. And that's what I said. You know what? This crap reminds me of life. Sort of like these things I told you, these dreams I've been having, these things that seem impossible in my brain. You know, with these adventurers. I was talking about it when the stream first started, about how God put in my heart to go on all these adventures that seems impossible. But I said, that's how that trip was on my bike. It's, it was seeming impossible until my spirit was like, nah, you can do it. And I said, you know what? In everything that you do in life, it almost feels like it's impossible. And you'll talk yourself out of doing a whole bunch in life by thinking it's impossible. And that's why I was like, nah, just take a step and just keep taking a step, and don't look at the whole journey. Just look at the step. I said, before long, you're going to look up and you'll get to whatever goal you're trying to get to. Everything that you're looking for is achievable. That's what that whole video was about. Bob Rogers says, you are a true ladies man, Jay. You give women more respect than they need. Now, I love Bob Rogers, but I don't agree. I give women the respect that they deserve. Some of them may be out of place, but still, I love women, human women. I said much. She says much love. Gave me a lot of hearts and fire. She said I envy your dogs. Hey, that makes me think that you want to give me some vagina, Bob Rogers, and that makes me feel good. Because if a woman wants to throw that vagina on me, that's a sign of a compliment, in my opinion. So thank you, baby. I love you. I said love you, Bob. Gave her the hard sign, the thumbs up. Brandon Diaz made me. I didn't understand what he meant on this. He says I feel safer with latex. It won't tear like TPE. Now, he did tell me he just got his silicone doll, but I don't know why he called his silicone doll latex, because silicone isn't latex. I don't know what he was talking about. Actually, they say that it's easier to tear your silicone doll than TPE because TPE can stretch a little bit more. So I don't know what you mean. But I said this. I said, I think you meant silicone instead of latex. I said, and I said it is more durable than TPE, but TPE does have more elasticity. So they say silicone will last longer, but TPE can actually stretch a little bit better. And then in regards to take a step, Brandon Diaz says, do your own thing, brother. I said, God bless you, my friend. And that was it. The next video I have looks like rest and recovery. Rest and recovery. I was just talking about how after my biking trip, I needed to I did a live stream, but I was like, man, it went later than I started it late. I said how I was tired, my body needs to rest so I can recharge for my next show. And that's basically all I was talking about. And I talked about several of things on that show. Resident came in and said, I messed with that. I guess he was talking about rest and recovery. And I liked it. And Lee God says, God loves this world. I don't know what made him say that out the blue, but I'm cool with him saying that out the blue. I gave him a thumbs up. Next, somebody commented on one of my old videos, Burgers on Beale Street. A guy named Black Zach. And Burgers on Beale Street is just a video where I took the beautiful Secretary Tsunade over there. We went down on Beale Street and ate burgers at this world famous restaurant called Dyes Burgers. And if you ever come to Memphis on Beale Street, you gotta eat Dyes Burger. This is one of the best. This is one of the best burgers you can ever eat, and it doesn't even have all the lettuce and tomato and all that stuff on it. It's basically just meat, cheese, and burger. But man, it's one of the best you can get. It was a lot of hoopla surrounding me and the girl down there that night. Black Zach says, you're doing the right thing. I didn't even comment on that. I'm doing it now. I said, thanks, my friend. That's another reason I like doing a power hour. Sometimes I find something I literally missed. Our last video I got is, hey, I'm done, y'all. It's I rode my bike through every neighborhood in Memphis. Got several comments. And on this video, like I say, I rode my bike through I basically put my foot and touched every spot in Memphis. I even had a guy from Memphis comment, a couple of people now. It was like, man, that was impressive if you know Memphis. And I'm going to read a comment that's going to say the same thing. But man, that's literally what I did. It was an amazing journey. I did it to donate, to build up money for the show, to keep the show going. It was dangerous, exhilarating, fun. Man, I lost 6 pounds. I started the journey at 165. I ended at 159. Went from 0 to 98.7 miles, I believe. So right at 99 miles, 100 miles pretty much. And it went 7.5 hours. So it was a hell of a journey, hell of an adventure. Frito says, by the grace of God, Jay did it. Donate, my friends. I said it was definitely a blessing, my friend. And man, you can always donate to that by going into the description of any of my videos, because I didn't make it to the goal. And you can donate to Biking for Campaign Dollars Fund, or you can donate just to my Cash App or PayPal if you want to, and that'll help support the show. Kevin Gray says, one hell of a ride there, JDKH. If you know Memphis, you know that was no joke. Glad you were safe and made it back to give us a great video. Much props, King here. I said, thanks, my friend. It was an amazing journey. God bless and have a good one. It was an amazing journey. And like I say, of course, I couldn't show you every second of the journey. And I probably showed you a little bit more than it's hard for me to say should have, but I just say from an editing video standpoint, you know, I've been watching a lot of biking videos lately, and I've seen people ride across the United States, and they cut it up so much where here the video may be 15 minutes, where I just rode around Memphis and my video was 40 minutes, over 40 minutes. But I can't lie, man. After I started editing the video, I started looking at some of the clips and stuff. I'm like, nah, bro, I did a lot of work here. I said, the hell with that. I'm gonna show more of these clips. The hell with that. And I didn't want to do that part 1, part 2 stuff. So I just shared it all. And I said, hey, if you want to watch it, you will. If you cut it off early, you'll just miss something. But I could make a super short video, and I just want to show with you guys as much of the experience as possible to let you see what was really happening. But I could have showed a whole bunch more. It was only one part of the video that I lost, that I hated, that I lost, but it wasn't too bad. It was just when I was entering the parking lot of the car dealership, I had a cool little drive-by some stuff, but I didn't capture it on film. But other than that, the video was great. I shot the whole thing on the GoPro that I ended up getting. Like I told you, I reinvested in the show. One of the viewers actually sent me a great little bargain action camera. It was a nice camera. But I'm going to be honest, it was just a little unstable as far as like, I was like, you know, after I got that camera served as a blessing, honestly, because once I got it, I realized, you know what, I need to upgrade to really make this video look halfway decent, because with that camera, it was very jumpy. And I was like, man, I don't know if I want to put everybody through seeing a jumpy video for however long it's going to be. And also, when I checked the color on it, you really couldn't see natural colors as well. And although I appreciated my viewer from getting there, I said, you know what, I'm going to probably put this camera into use in some way. I don't care if I use it for just an extra camera showing another angle at some point. I said, I'm going to use it in some way. I said, but for my biking for campaign dogs, I'm going to have to get a GoPro. So I shot that whole video with my GoPro. I started to try to mix it up, but I didn't want to take a chance on damaging my other camera. I said, let me go ahead and just use and I love that GoPro. It's amazing. I want several more of them so I can shoot a few more angles. And although I've been against certain technologies in the past, just for my show, I'm going to need things, but I hope to have a drone and learn how to use it in the future to incorporate in some of these adventures and things. So with all that said, let me keep going. But that's what I shot it with. I shot it with my GoPro. It was an amazing time, amazing adventure. Woofler. He says, I dated a girl from Germantown shortly after college. Still think about her to this day. Great video, Jay. She put some of that Germantown vagina on you, bro. There's some fine women up in Germantown. So if you thinking about it, I know she put it on you. I felt like I was right there with you, Dog King, and that made me feel good because I'm going to be honest. Like I say, man, hey, I'm still learning in everything that I do. I'm not claiming excellence. I'm claiming success on everything, but I'm learning still, no matter what. And I feel like I could have improved that video so much. But one thing I did want to do, I said, man, I hope they can feel like they're with me in some degree. And so Sheila Bear doesn't know, but when she said that brought a lot of joy to my heart because I was like, man, she made me happy that, hey, she said she felt like she was there with me. So that made me feel good. Thank you, Sheila Bear. Love you. Lee God says, good vibes, live forever. Love you, Lee God. Thank you, brother. Oh, I didn't answer this. I'm answering it now, y'all. I'm answering, and I'm just saying, definitely a good friend. Giving love to God. What happened was during the video, I ran across a raccoon, and I said, "Ah, oh, man, they killed my friend," which I hate to see stuff like that. But Woofler said, where is it? I hope I didn't get rid of this comment. I don't see it. Okay. Oh, no, that was Don Nation who said that. Don Nation said a dead friend. Thank you, Jay. Seriously, respect. He said, seriously, respect. Talking about the raccoon. Because he probably feel like me as far as just respecting life. And I said, definitely a good friend. Gave him the thumbs up, pointed to God. David Lee says, keep safe, Jay. I said, thank you, my friend. Thumbs up. Because if you saw that video, man, if you only saw a few minutes of it, you can see it was dangerous out there. 7 to 9 says, great video. I'm just answering him. Thank you, 7 to 9. Marcus came in and gave me the strong arm emoji. Thank you, Marcus. Gloominati says, careful, brother. Memphis is one of the most dangerous cities in America. Keep those eyes peeled. Godspeed. How did I miss that? Oh, he only did that recently. That's why I didn't see it. Blue CCG, Dog King Army team member. Awesome, Jay Health. I gave him the like on there. David says, hey, Jay, I'm looking into making YouTube videos of my own, but I can only record for 60 seconds on my cell phone. How can I get more time to record longer videos? This is what I told him, because something happened to me like this. I said, it sounds like you just need to clear out the space on your phone. Because that's what happened to me. One day I was making videos on my phone, and all of a sudden it said I couldn't have space. I was like recording the video in 20 seconds. It'll say you out of space. I'm like, man, you crazy. This phone said I got X amount of space. Man, I thought I needed to buy a new phone. I went back to the phone company and stuff. I was like, hey, something wrong, bro. I can't even record on here. Man, he looked at my storage space. He was like, dog, you ain't got no space on this phone. I said, well, what's wrong? He said, I don't know. He said, it must be the apps. He looked at one of my apps. He said, man, look, this app got, my one app was taking like 7 gigs or something like that. It was taking, I don't know how many gigs. It was taking damn near all my whole phone. I said, how did this happen? Make a long story short, I had went in there and cleared out the storage space on it and stuff like that. And then I did the device clean on my phone. Man, I had all the type of space again. What I realized is this, man, if you don't clear those apps on your phone now, every now and then, excuse me, if you don't clean those apps out, they'll keep, depending on which app it is, it'll keep on building up storage space in your phone, man, depending on what it is. I know I had an editor on my phone that was taking up, it just kept on amassing space. Every app won't do that, but you could have an app that's doing it. So I said, hey, clear out all the storage on your apps, then do a device, because every phone usually comes equipped with a device manager where you can just hit one button and it'll clear out all the, it'll do a clean on your phone. It'll clean out all the garbage. Like if you got anything that was left in the trash or old apps that won't close, and if you've deleted a lot of stuff, because a lot of time when you delete it, you don't know it's still hanging around in your phone. Once you delete it, it forces all that stuff to clean up immediately. And then you get all that storage space back. So I told him, I said, either that's the problem or you need a new phone. But more than likely, that was the problem. He said, thank you, bro. And that's it. So we actually finished with all the comments on my videos, man. It's been a amazing show so far. Look like we may cut out here a little early today too. Let me catch back up with the comments right quick. Brandon Anderson said it was fun watching that Memphis trip. Oh, that make me glad to hear, Brandon. I'm glad you saw it, man. Sheila says, Don King, the trip was great. Loved it. Yay! That make me feel good. Because, like I told you, you may as well be blind out there when you're by yourself. So although I'm shooting a lot of footage, I don't know what it's looking like, sounding like, feeling like. And then when I put it together, I'm going to be honest. I was talking to my mom, and she was like, I'm ready to see the video. And I was like, well, it's going to take me a while to finish editing it, because I was thinking about my unboxing video I had. And honestly, it's crazy. I hadn't really got a chance to work on it a whole bunch up until that point. But after I talked to her, and I was literally working on it that day, I started looking like, it looked like I could finish this. And because I said I was going to probably do another little video and then put it out probably tomorrow. But when I started looking at stuff, I said, nah, I want to get this out to people now so they can go ahead and see it. And then I said, you know what? It may not be perfect, but I believe it's going to be good enough to put out. And even if I had to wait until tomorrow or something, I'm like, you know what, man? I ain't finna, look. I said, I'm not finna play with it no more. Like, I need to just improve my editing skills altogether anyway, just get better anyway. But sometimes, man, we just beat ourselves up, and, we may try to hold on to something too long, trying to make things perfect. And that's why I was like, you know what? I probably could get this thing 2% better, but I ain't finna get it. No, I ain't finna worry about it. I'm finna put it out now. Hey, look, forget all that waiting mess. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Sheila, and everybody that watched the video. And I encourage everybody to watch that biking video, man. It really spoke to my soul, and it's really going to open up a lot more things coming to this channel in the future. This channel is always going to be focused on the companion dog life, but it's going to be focused on my life with the companion dogs. And sometimes it's going to be things outside of actual dogs. So I'm going to be taking you guys with me whenever that does happen. But other than that, I want to thank everybody that did contribute to the campaign. And I pray that if you're watching this show, if you're out there looking, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share the show. If you watch my biking video, I want to thank you for contributing ahead of time, and pray that you do contribute to keeping this show running. I'm still trying to get to that $10,000 goal. So I appreciate you for that. Thank you for just watching the show in general. Thank you for your support in general. I love you. I want to send blessings, God's blessings over your life, and your finances, your health, your relationship. Once again, we pray that everything that you're wishing for and hoping for, you already have. Stay confident in who God made you to be. Everything is on the way. But with all that said, it's been me, J. King Hefner, the beautiful Himawari. Got my girl, Secretary Tsunade, chilling out. I got Austin over in the cut, laid out. And right now, Callie and Saima are doing other things. Got a good show coming for you tomorrow. I don't really know what it's going to be quite yet, but it's coming. And so tune in and be ready to catch that. But I love you. I appreciate you for being here today, man. It's been a good one. It's been a damn good one. But I think that we finna get the hell out of here. Oh, yeah. On the other thing I want to say is, man, it's crazy. I'm a bit behind because I need to do this next scent competition soon. So that's coming. Be on the lookout for that. I really got to find out the other contestants. So I only got one or two of them. So I need to figure out that. But I do know I got several vintage reports I need to do. Several, because, man, I ain't gonna lie. It's some human women that just really I got to talk about a couple of these human women. They are really driving me crazy to the point where I got to talk about them. So that's going to be coming up. Very interesting. I got 3 of them right now off the bat. Now, these vintage reports won't be about solely Venti. I got something to mention about Venti, but not much. These Venti reports, I told you, it's always going to be called the Venti report, but a lot of them are going to be focused on other women sometimes. And these next 3 are going to be focused on 3 unique women, amazing women that you're going to want to see. So that's coming up in the future. But as of right now, we're finna get the hell out of here. Love you guys, man. Have a good one. Hope your Wednesday is amazing. Look forward, not backwards, baby. But right now, me and the girls finna get the hell on up out of chill. It's been great. Appreciate you for tuning in, man. Where the hell is it at? There it is. Yeah, have a good one, y'all. We out.